What's up, guys? So, I think Masha is much more viable now in the gold lane because of some reasons. You know, the only advantage of a marksman is their range, but for the damage, Masha has the advantage from early to late game, and most marksmen scale more than her. And now that you can only get a little gold from the crab, the scaling of marksmen has slowed down even more. And junglers farm slower too, which means they rotate to the gold lane later. So it's rare now for junglers to help the gold lane. Unless your roamer can hard leash, like in this game where we had a Jawhead and he really helped Julian farm. That's why they rotated early. But I suddenly lost my advantage because I missed one gold cart and Ixia got the crab. So at this point, we have the same amount of gold. The good thing about Masha is that even if the marksman has help, like in this part, I can still easily kill the marksman right in front of their tank. And if no one's guarding the marksman, you can easily kill them without any problem, as long as you know how to use Masha. I mean, even if the marksman has a tank with them, you can still kill them. So what more if the marksman is alone? Anyways, I'm already mythic in this game, and it's a good example too because the enemies are definitely strong. It's only been about a week since the season ended and they're already mythic, so for sure the players here are strong. It's really hard to rank up. Some players are still stuck in epic. Masha just really has an advantage, especially in 1v1 situations. And I don't understand why most players still don't like the fighter gold lane, when you've already seen in my videos how many times it's effective, especially in solo ranked games. Because in solo, everyone just plays for themselves, and most of the time you shouldn't expect your teammates to carry you. But there are really a lot of players who don't just contribute nothing. They actually feed. Like it feels better if they weren't on your team at all. That kind of situation is really frustrating. But since I'm already mythic early in the season, I think there are only a few clueless players left here. For sure the Hanabi, Mia, and Layla users are still stuck in epic. After I killed the two enemies, we went for the Lord here, but their jungler was still alive and almost managed to steal it. Julian even messed up his retribution there, and good thing Fredrin got knocked up too. I miscalculated this. I thought we could handle it since there were only 3 enemies and 4 of us. We really could have taken them, but it turns out our mage was too far, just clearing minions while we were doing Lord. All my teammates ended up dying. The fight was a total mess, but it is what it is. I just waited here in the bush after that. And yeah, Masha's damage still really hurts, especially when she's waiting in the bush and the enemy isn't expecting it. I think my teammates and the enemies are equally skilled, or maybe the enemies are even better. Because if you replaced me with a Layla user, they'd probably be losing at this point. It would be hard for them to burst down Ixia, while I was doing it alone right in front of her turret or teammates. You see, my teammates are at a big disadvantage if the enemy marksman doesn't get bursted right away. The ones who hate fighter gold lane are usually the ones who got crushed by a single fighter in the gold lane. Maybe marksmen only have the advantage if they can fully maximize their range and their teammates are actually protecting them. But in solo queue, it's not like that. That's why fighters are better sometimes, because you're not dependent on your teammates. You can clearly see in this game, even though I'm doing all the work alone, it's really effective. Unlike when you're using a marksman, you really need your team. Unless it's a marksman that can handle themselves like Wanwan. But even Wanwan would have a hard time against Masha. And if you use Masha, you should also maximize her 4th skill. You can go in during a fight, then back out to use the 4th skill, then dive in again. Make the most out of it because Masha is the only hero with that kind of skill. And you'll notice that I always do that with her. You see, their marksman is also strong, and she's an Ixia main. Most of the players I face are actually strong. It's just that they look weak when they're fighting against me, because I can burst them so easily and they end up looking clueless. Julian didn't use Retribution here. Luckily, he still secured it. That could have gone really bad. What most people don't get, they think my Masha looks strong just because the enemies are weak. Or maybe the enemies only look weak because of how I play. If you let those useless haters use the same heroes, even the enemies would look like top 1 global. You see, Fighter Gold Lane can carry games better than most marksmen in solo-ranked games. But you should also take note that only a few fighters actually work well in the Gold Lane, like Masha, Ruby, Alucard, and Freya. Just trust my observations. You won't see me making a video about it if it didn't work. Like I said in my previous videos, Arlott and Uranus will be used in tournaments. But remember, solo queue is a different universe. Anyways, you might be wondering why I already have 2 losses in Mythic placement. It's because, like I said in my previous video, Uranus can't carry games alone. Anyway, I played again after that game and I was the gold lane again. But in my first game I just swapped with my teammate because I saw she was also an EXP laner, so we switched roles. When you're in the gold lane using Masha, it's better to wait until you have your ultimate before engaging. That way, you'll have something to charge at them with. At early levels like this, you won't be able to kill them yet, and it'll just mess up your early game. I just showed you what could happen when you fight before reaching level 4. You'll lose out because of their range advantage, especially if an enemy rotates early. Luckily, no one showed up right away. I don't know what she's thinking, why she keeps bothering me. I already spared her life, but she still wouldn't go back, so I was the one who ended up sending her back. But you saw how big of a deal Masha's 4th skill is. And here, Angela already used her ultimate on her, which felt so weird. Angela using her ultimate on someone like Leslie. My position got revealed here, but my intention didn't. It's too easy to kill. When it's like this, you really need to protect your marksman at all times. After I killed Leslie, I immediately pushed the turret. This dinosaur is scary. I almost got charged and eaten. Notice how important it is to maximize your 4th skill. Some people are still confused about how my ultimate keeps resetting. It's because every time Masha loses an HP bar, her ultimate resets. And it can be unlimited, as long as you keep losing an HP bar and recharging it back with your 4th skill. We already secured the Lord here. Please help us, Lord. Here, I hid in the bush and the enemies had no idea about my dark plan. And just look at how much damage Masha deals here. The enemies didn't even have time to react. I think you don't really need a marksman jungler when you're using Masha, because she deals a lot of damage in the late game, and she's also great at pushing. The other fighters I mentioned, though, they still need a damage dealer jungler because they're hybrid fighters. And it's funny because some people still comment saying you need a marksman to push, even when I've already shown my turret damage and compared it to a marksman's. Well, Masha can push too, maybe even better than most marksmen, because she can be bold, scare the enemies, or just ignore them completely while focusing on the turret.